All right, while we're on the topic of explosions, I'm going to tell a story I recently told my students. It's also somewhat chemistry related, so I threw in some chemical equations on this one. So let me just go ahead and tell it. So this is when I was a teacher in Bangkok, but I wasn't at school. I'm at home. I'm living in like a 3-story townhouse in this really small Mubon, which means like street town. So I was in this townhouse village. So I had townhouses to my left and my right, and then across the street there were like townhouses right across the street from me. So I'm sitting in on the second story, pretty much in my office, probably watching YouTube videos or something like that. And it's probably 9 p.m. at night, so I'm getting ready for bed. I gotta work the next day. I gotta go teach the next day. And behind me, in my desk, I'm sitting in my desk with my computer on my desk, and behind me is the sliding glass door to the balcony. Okay, and the curtains are closed. So I'm sitting there, and I hear this huge explosion, like. And I'm like, what the F is that? And I open the curtain and I look up. I'm like, there's no clouds in the sky. So my initial reaction was, oh, what? We must have just got hit by lightning, because we'd have huge lightning storms in Bangkok. And that's what it sounds like when lightning strikes like right nearby. Just a really loud explosion, especially Bangkok lightning. The lightning there is like no other. It's bigger. It's like Texas, everything's bigger. So basically, I open the sliding glass door and I look up and I don't see any clouds. It's wintertime, it's dry season. There's no storms anywhere nearby. And then I hear people screaming, and I look down and I see people in the front driveway of my neighbor's townhouse, like right across the street, directly across the street. People are running around, people are screaming. Some of them are like turning on the hose faucet and spraying water on their faces. And it was a long time ago, so I don't remember exactly what went through my head. I'm not sure if I realized right away or not, like what had happened. But I'm pretty sure I think I knew exactly what happened, or I thought I knew exactly what happened. So I'm pretty sure I thought, oh no, that somebody left the gas cooking stove on. Everybody in Bangkok has a gas cooking stove that's meant to be used outdoors, but some people use them indoors. I had one as well, so that definitely probably crossed my mind. And you had to be really careful with it, because if you accidentally leave the gas stove on, your house is going to fill up with gas. So I'm pretty sure I came to the right conclusion right away what happened. But I don't remember exactly for 100% sure. But I wanted to go down and like help, like because people were like in panic mode, and I'm just like, oh man, what can I do to help them? But everybody just, after they sprayed themselves with water, everybody just piled in their cars and drove off. So they piled in their cars and drove to the hospital. So I went downstairs because I saw my neighbor to the left of me. If I'm looking out the balcony, my neighbor to the left of me, she's Norwegian with a Thai husband, and she spoke really good English. So I went down to talk to her, and I'm like, yeah, what happened? And the Norwegian lady was like, yes, they were having a family reunion, and they were drinking and stuff, and somebody mistakenly left the gas stove on inside, and who knows, maybe somebody lit a cigarette, or somebody decided to turn on the stove, and whoop, the house exploded. So I mean, the whole house, these townhouses were not like US houses. If it were a US wooden house, the whole house probably would have been exploded. But these houses were strong, like cement houses. So basically what happened was all of the windows and doors were completely blown out. Also, it was an extremely strong explosion. Even though the house was made of cement, it had a crack like this thick. Okay, when I drove past it the next day, I could see like a 5-10 foot long crack in the back of the house that was like had a space that thick. Okay, so in the cement wall. So the house um, was pretty damaged. Probably not to the point where it's unlivable. Like they could just fill in the crack with cement, probably. I don't know. I didn't get a really good look at it. And also, I didn't see the family after that. And I moved out of that townhouse like a few days later, actually. So I didn't really know exactly what happened to him. So I really hope that I heard it was the daughter, a teenage daughter, and the father. So I knew the father. Like I had gone out to the bars with the father, and he spoke pretty good English. We went out and had beers together, and I didn't know the daughter, but I pray that she is not permanently damaged from this, because I mean, young girl, okay, a young girl with like burn scars on the face. That's not something. That's not something that you want to hear about. So hopefully she didn't get any permanent damage from that. But honestly, I moved out to another neighborhood, and I never found out exactly what exactly happened to them. So I hope that they're okay. And yeah, so the moral of the story is be careful with gas in your home. Like, don't leave it on, obviously. And yeah, in Bangkok, those gas cooking stoves are not meant to be used inside, but people use them inside all the time. So be very careful. I don't think those gas stoves, like in the U.S., they natural gas, they put a smell in it that smells like rotten eggs. I guess I just thought gas smelled like natural. I just thought that gas smelled like rotten eggs naturally. But apparently they add that smell in U.S. natural gas. So if you smell that smell, you know something's up. You know there might be a gas leak somewhere. All right. So yeah, So hopefully everybody's 100% recovered. Nobody died. Everybody was okay, but their skin on their faces and arms and legs apparently got burned, because that's why they were dousing water all over themselves, because they got burned. But yeah, they went off to the hospital and they never came back, and then I moved out, so don't know exactly what happened to that family. Yeah, so yeah, once again, I hope they're okay and everything got back to normal. All right.